Hello everybody, this is Fernando for the latest Urban Legends video. Alright, let's go ahead and let's mix several of them here from the urbanlegensonline.com website. In this case, I'm going to do two of them. One of them having to do with a road that is apparently as mysterious as it sounds, and then another one having to do with a Cadillac, something that involves a twist of sorts at the end, especially when it comes to what the apparent user was doing to the Cadillac and then finding out the true results. But in this case, let's go ahead and let's share both of them here. I'll give my own thoughts and opinions on them as well. Let me know if you heard especially of this new upcoming road information there in California, because it's an interesting thing. It reminded me of Silent Hill in some cases. More on that here in just a moment. But the first one is called the Never Ending Road, or Lester Road, in Corona, California. And the other one is called Heavy Cadillac. So let's go ahead and let's start them here. And then as always, I'll give my own thoughts and opinions towards the end. So the first one again is called Never Ending Road, or Lester Road, in Corona, California. And here's what it says. In Corona, California, there once was a road known by most locals as the Never Ending Road. Specifically, the road's true name was Lester Road. Now, over 20 years later, the landscape of Corona has changed, and the Never Ending Road is no more. However, years ago, Lester Road was an unlit road that people claimed became a never-ending road when driven at night. The people who made such a drive were never seen from again. The legend became so well known that people refused to even drive Lester Road during the day. One night, like many teens my age, I drove up Lester Road, but only a short distance, and in my headlights it did look like it went on forever. Frightened, I quickly turned around, because if I continued up the road, I may never return again. Perpetuation of the legend convinced local law enforcement to investigate. Lester Road took a sharp left turn at its end, and there were no guardrails. Beyond the curve lay a canyon, and on the other side of the canyon was another road that lined up so well with Lester Road that when viewed from the correct angle, especially at night, the canyon vanished from sight, and the road seemed to continue up and over the hill on the other side of the canyon. Upon investigation of that canyon, dozens of cars were found, fallen to their doom, with the decomposing bodies of the victims still trapped to their seats. All right, so let's go ahead and let's talk about this specific urban legend here. As you can see, it definitely has to do with an urban legend with a road, a never-ending road to be specific, located there in Corona, California. Those of you that have lived there, especially over 20 years ago, do you know anything about this particular mystery? Like why the road itself was considered so nefarious or so doom-laden, especially when it comes to driving at night. The idea goes that this is a road that you travel in at night. There was no lights around, and then lo and behold, it looked like the road went forever, and then people were never seen from again. There was a little bit of a twist towards the end then, when it turns out that in those cases, at least, who knows if it was all around 100% or if it was something else, there was apparently a optical illusion of sorts. There was a canyon that was in between one part of the road that went towards another part of the road, but the canyon was right smack in the middle. And then the way that the angle was, especially driving at night, it looked like it was one straight road when it wasn't. And because there was no guardrails, you would essentially take that take that entrance and follow the road, and makes it seem like you're about to just go over another little hill, but in actuality you're about to go over a canyon, and it's too little too late at that point. It seems like it would have been easy for guardrails to be put up, like something along those lines, or maybe even those flashing lights indicating that there's a dangerous curve coming up ahead. But somehow, some way, this road just continued as is, and then that's where apparently dozens of cars were found underneath the canyon with lots of decomposing bodies. The reason why this reminded me, though, of Silent Hill is there's a popular theme associated with the games, and I guess you could call it the movies as well, where it's almost like a never-ending cycle. I think it's called a full circle, where in some cases the levels themselves, like you're going up a set of stairs that never end, or in other cases it's a hallway that seems to go on forever and ever as well. And for whatever reason, the user themselves, whoever's the protagonist within the game, has to get past that point, has to do something specific in order for that never-ending item to then end. And then when that happens, then it's like a lesson learned or some other type of of answer that's given. So the idea that this is happening at night on a creepy looking road, why not mix in some fog while you're at it as well? And then there's not much lights around too. Instantly just reminded me of Silent Hill because of that never ending road status as well. But let me know again, those of you if you're local, it was called Leicester Road. Anyone know that information? Post it below. Next one is called Heavy Cadillac, and here's what it says. A driver of a ready-mix concrete truck left for work one day in a bit of a hurry. Later in the morning, he realized he had forgotten his lunch, so he decided to simply stop by his house during a delivery and then pick it up there. As he approached the house, he noticed a strange new Cadillac that was parked in his driveway. Curious, he entered quietly by the back door, tiptoed towards that bedroom where he heard his wife and a strange male voice. And so just as quietly, he left the house, walked back to his truck, and then when he walked back to, he actually then backed the truck right up to the car, and then poking the chute through an open window, subsequently filled the car with wet cement. He called his office on the mobile radio. He confessed about everything and offered to pay for the concrete. Amid uproarious laughter, he was then told that that load was free. It was on the company because of what occurred. And so he drove away, leaving the car flat on the ground. Later, the man found out that the Cadillac was to be a gift to him from his wife and that male voice he had heard, as that male voice was the car dealer finalizing that deal. Then that's it. That's everything associated with this urban legend. So let's talk about that here. A bit of a change, right, when it comes to the other urban legend, the other one involving doom and gloom and a Silent Hill type atmosphere. Here, you have more of a strange twist, almost a comedic level. It's an idea that was in this person's head that in actuality ended up being something else. He clearly thought that his wife was having an affair. Whenever he went home and he saw a strange car parked there, and then they went to the bedroom, and then that's when he heard both the wife and the male voice there. But as it turns out, it was going to be a gift. The Cadillac was his. It was supposed to be his as a nice, I guess, wraparound gift whenever he got home from work. If but for the fact that he had forgotten his lunch and stopped by the house a little bit earlier, he would have realized that afterward. And then, of course, he ended up destroying his own gift, and who knows what happened after that. I'm sure the wife was furious. So if you take some of these things at face value, it could be true, it could be false, but a lot of urban legends, again, have some truth associated with them. So who knows, somewhere in America, at one point, there was a guy that thought that his wife was having an affair. He ruined his own gift from her, and then he realized his lesson in terms of jumping to conclusions in a scenario just like that. The only question I have, though, is what would a dealer, a salesman, whoever it was from the dealership, be doing at the house for it, like in the bedroom? Maybe, in the kitchen, maybe even the living room, maybe even outside, finalizing everything there. But why the bedroom when it comes to that? It's strange scenario, but at least that's what this urban legend states. All right, everybody, let me know what you guys and gals think. Take care. Bye.